For years, LG's OLED TVs have been some of the best-looking TVs you can buy, and the 2021 G1 OLED continues the tradition of dropping jaws. Just a couple of months ago, LG announced that its 2021 OLEDs, the G1 series specifically, would be receiving new OLED EVO panels. Calling them the second evolution of OLED TV, LG asserted that the new panel type would allow for higher brightness, among other key improvements. As OLED technology struggles to keep up with LED TVs that double or even triple its brightness, this sounded very promising. And though testing revealed that the G1 doesn't take a quantum leap forward in terms of pure luminance, it's still the best LG OLED yet. Current OLED owners may not see a huge reason to upgrade to the G1 immediately, but it certainly makes a healthy case for it. Just about every aspect of this TV, from its picture quality to its software to its remote control, has been either improved compared to last year, and that's saying a lot considering last year's LG OLEDs were already awesome. The G1 is so pricey that most of us can only window shop, but it's a pretty window, that's for certain. In 2021, LG's Gallery OLED series is called G1. It was GX in 2020 and G9 in 2019. The G1 OLED TV series is available in 3 screen sizes: 55-inch, 65-inch, 77-inch. As with all OLED TVs, there's no backlight in the panel. Instead, the organic light-emitting diode array is self-emitting/emissive. Since an LED backlight and its backlight dimming zones are the primary reason TVs in a series differ in quality by screen size, you can expect the 3 options in the G1 OLED series to perform identically regardless of screen size. Meant to live on a wall exclusively, though you can purchase a gallery stand separately if you choose, the 2021 Gallery OLED is nevertheless outfitted with the kind of connectivity options to make it the grande dame centerpiece of your living room. In a cutout on the back/side of the panel, you'll find a range of ports including 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, 3 USB 2.0 ports, RF connection for cable or antenna, an Ethernet LAN input, a digital audio output, optical, and a headphone 3.5mm output. According to LG, all of the G1's HDMI inputs are HDMI 2.1 ready, and HDMI 2 serves as the audio return channel, or HDMI EARC in this case. The best thing about the G1's input selection is that you're getting HDMI 2.1 ports across the board. All 4 inputs are for the latest standard, making the G1 an especially good candidate as the centerpiece for future-facing home theaters. For several years, our #1 ranked TVs have been OLED models, and it's well established by now that OLED TVs, while expensive, justify their price tags via picture quality that LED/LCD TVs struggle to imitate. LG has manufactured all of the G1 series OLED TVs with a new panel type called OLED EVO, which is allegedly different enough from the panels you'll find in this year's C1 or A1 OLEDs. Elements like true black levels, 100% color saturation in SDR and 99% color saturation in HDR, and an improved game optimizer mode are just some of the ways the G1 justifies its price tag from a performance standpoint. To put it simply, the only time the G1 OLED doesn't look or function at its best is in a very bright viewing environment. Top-notch picture quality is the main reason OLED TVs are so expensive, but that's certainly not all you're getting, especially with LG's G1 OLED. While all OLED TVs stand out from the din of LED/LCD models, thanks to their hyper-thin profiles and often highly embellished, or at least highly creative, tabletop stands, the G1 Gallery OLED is a step even beyond that. The G1 using an optional stand, the 2021 G1S, like last year's GX OLEDs, don't actually include a stand when you purchase them at retail, something interested buyers should keep in mind. They're called gallery models because they're designed primarily for hanging on the wall like a work of art. The G1 looks just as good on the stand as it does on the wall. Its angular, industrial feet don't detract from its hyper-thin profile or smooth, brushed appearance of its chassis. The new Magic Remote has gotten a subtle redesign too. This year, you're getting shortcut buttons for Netflix, Prime Video, Disney+, and LG channels. However, the coolest addition to the remote is LG's new Magic Tap function, which uses NFC to communicate between a mobile device and the remote control. You'd better bet this high-end, evolved OLED is also a smart TV. In fact, it comes bearing the 6th generation of the WebOS smart platform, which comes with a much stronger emphasis on streaming. Moving away from traditional cable to embrace streaming isn't anything new, but previously, WebOS was much less in your face. The new home screen is the biggest change this year, Whereas older versions of WebOS populated the bottom fifth of the screen with clickable buttons, this year's iteration populates the entire screen with apps, suggested content, and so on. This year, WebOS 6.0 truly does feel more unified, or at least it has a more unified look across its various functions. LG improved upon some features, including a new sports alert service that helps sports fans find which games are playing and which services might offer them, and an improved version of Magic Explorer. Magic Explorer does something similar to Amazon Prime Video's X-ray feature, allowing you to pause content and quickly check things like who the actors/actresses are, what song is currently playing, and even where you can buy that stylish jacket the heroine is wearing. Like most brand-name TV makers, LG is aware that enthusiastic gamers are a big audience for high-end, cutting-edge TVs, and the G1 comes well-packed with gaming-centric features. In fact, LG has pioneered a whole software suite/package called Game Optimizer, meant to take the headache out of fiddling with software menus and advanced features when switching between TV/movie watching and playing games. As you might have surmised already, the G1 supports VRR, variable refresh rate, and ALLM, auto low latency mode, natively via the Game Optimizer settings. LG also addressed a common OLED gaming pain point by folding in a fine-tuned dark area setting, which allows users to adjust how aggressively the TV exits black into above black shadow areas, which can sometimes be elevated or crushed depending on the game. One area in which we really expected huge improvements was brightness or luminance production. At a glance, the G1 has almost the exact same brightness numbers as last year's CX series. However, there's a bit more going on here. The way HDR brightness is handled requires TVs to assess the incoming HDR metadata and produce brightness numbers both in reference to other brightness numbers and in reference to the duration that the brightness will need to be displayed. This can lead to static test patterns, not always reflecting the full capability of a high-end HDR TV. Finally, the 2021 G1 series is stuffed with cool AI features worth mentioning. The A9 Gen 4 AI processor enables a whole range of picture processing goodies like upscaling, object enhancement, auto-genre selection, and a new feature called scene detection that, according to LG, adjusts the picture processing between scenes in a movie or TV show depending on what's on screen. Should you buy it? Yes, if you've got the money and want all the bells and whistles. While the G1 already has some competition in the form of Sony's excellent A90J OLED this year, it likely won't have much throughout 2021. LG has confirmed that it doesn't think any of the new QLEDs will stand up to any of its OLEDs, and the G1 is the fanciest 2021 OLED that LG is producing this year. So if you've got the scratch and want a very high-end OLED, your options are pretty much down to this one and the Sony A90J. So what are your thoughts on the LG G1 OLED? Comment down below and be sure to subscribe to our channel